Hey everybody, so like we told you, we were going to be showing our thin cuts today. Just letting you know that Close to My Heart is having a sale until the end of the month where you get 25% off of your thin cuts if you buy them. I'm just going to go through a few of the ones that they have up right now. So they have our Celebrate one. It says Celebrate when you cut it out. Hello and Thanks. Love. Happy. Our stars, and the hearts. There are a few more up there, which you will see now. And then we also have our thin cuts that are for our Workshop Your Ways right now. So it has our Some Kind of Wonderful, which you can actually make. This is just a sample of a few of the cards, these two cute cards. We have the Hello Lovely, which I actually have some of my cuts in the way right now. So you can cut out these flowers and then the rest of this and make this card and a few others, but I couldn't find them at the moment. And then this one, unfortunately, right now is sold out, but keep checking back. It might come back by the end of the month. It is our Dreamin' Big thin cuts, which you can make these cards with. So we are actually going to be using our Sugar Rush one right now to complete some of our other cards and show you how to use our thin cuts. So here we go. So I'm just going to show you quickly how we actually store our thin cuts. So we have one of the My Acrylic Organizer boxes, which we have them just sitting in there. They all fit perfectly, right like that. And then we have our tiny ones right behind. And what we do actually is we take the packaging, which is like this, and we actually take a scissor and cut straight across the top. Like that. And then I cut off the little hook to make it super, super flat so you can actually get double the amount or triple the amount in your box. And then they're squished like that, so then you can continue to get more and more in your box. So that's what we do with our stamps, but just a suggestion, whatever you want to do. Okay.
Now, our thin cuts are packaged together with their corresponding stamps most of the time. They do sell separately thin cuts that have no stamps with them. And they are all the thin cuts are on a magnetic sheet, so that when you're finished using them, you can put them back on the magnetic sheet so they don't get lost. And as normal, our stamps come on a foamy sheet, a protective covering. So you just want to make sure that you keep them all together, and you will be able to just store both pieces in the one package, which is great.
So what we've already done is we went through the Sugar Rush Workshop Your Way, and we did it. So my mom actually put together the base of the cards already, and now all we need to do is put our thin cuts on them. So that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do. And we are going to stamp the donuts so that we're going to layer them, and we'll show you how to do that also.
So if you've never stamped before, we will do a video on stamping techniques and everything like that. But when you get a stamp, they are going to be sticky to your touch. So, see, it's sticking to my fingers. So what you want to do is you actually want to peel them off. All of our acrylic stamps are peelable. So you peel them off of here, put them on your block, and then you re-peel them and put them back onto their protective sheet. So you put it on your block like that, and because it's sticky when you first use it, it might not pick up the ink as well. So what you want to do is you want to season your stamp. So how you do that is you take your finger or your hand and just kind of rub it just to get some of that stickiness off. So that way the ink will stick right on your stamp, just like that.
Okay, so now we're going to show you how to use our thin cuts. You can use a big kick or another die cutting machines
We just have the big kick because we've had it forever.
Yes.
There are other ones out there now that are tinier and not as heavy.
And more compact if you're going on weekends and stuff and you travel with your stuff.
We just haven't gotten one yet.
No. So, as I said before, you take your thin cut off of the magnetic sheet. You take a piece of paper and you make sure you have your cutting mat. You take your thin cut, you put your paper on top of your cutting mat, and you put the thin cut on top of your paper.
Make sure the cutting side is down.
Cutting side down, otherwise you're just going to make impressions on your cutting sheet. And then you are going to put your other cutting board right on top.
Depending on your system, this one has a few different tabs on it, so you just have to read the tabs, make sure that the right tab is what's going to fit through the system.
Because our thin cuts are extremely thin, so I need a thicker plate to put it on. So we're going to just put it through the machine, like so.
Crank it.
It'll crank right through. And then...
Do I have a donut? Look, I have a donut.
Donut, yay. Okay.
Don't eat the donut.
Don't eat the donut. It's not very good.
So then we take our Versamat while she's continuing to cut.
Yes, and this is the icing.
While she's continuing to cut, I'm going to take our Versamat. Remember these things? My favorite tool. And I am going to take... What ink do I want to take?
You want to take the Blossom.
Blossom? Okay. So I'm taking my donut, my Blossom ink with our new ink pads, which are now magnetic. So you can order those online too. Our magnetic ink pads.
This is our icing to go on top of the donut.
And remember, I just seasoned this stamp so it picks up that ink very nicely. And then you just position it over your donut. And look, I got a donut. And then, what is the icing on, Mom?
The icing, we're going to be using sea glass.
Sea glass for my icing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll clean the stamp later. But once again, make sure that it's seasoned. I usually do it even whenever I get a stamp just to make sure it's seasoned, unless I know I've used this stamp tons of times. So this one, I have to match up. There we go. Now it's matched.
And here is our tag.
So you have to make sure that you match up the ink and the stamp and the thin cut, because sometimes it's icing. It goes everywhere, right? So there's my icing. Just going to go right on top of my donut, like that. And then I take my sprinkles and I actually stamp them right on top of my
icing.
Yes.
Yum. Makes me want to go to a pastry shop.
Man, now you're making me hungry, woman.
Sorry.
And then I got my sprinkles. Ooh.
How cute is that?
And then you could pop this up or you could glue it right down. And you've got a donut. Isn't that cute? And you just made that super simply by cutting and stamping.
Yes.
And then we put it onto our card.
And what's great about the thin cuts is you don't have to carry this big cutting machine with you all over the place. You'll have everything you need on thin little sheets of
Go something like that.
magnets and your handy dandy.
Oh, and she even cut the little tag thing, so I didn't put that on. But yep. So those are thin cuts. So also available this month is our stamp of the month, which is Terrific. So this stamp is only available till March 31st. We've actually been making these really cute tea cards with them. We colored them in with our Shinhan markers and all of that. So they're super cute stamp. We love it. We know you'll love it. It goes great with the Sugar Rush.
And there's a Happy Mother's Day stamp on there. So perfect for Mom's Day.
Me, right here. So if you spend $50 right now on AdeleVeoBizer.closetomyheart.com, you can get this stamp for $5 instead of $17.95, or if you just want the stamp, buy it for $17.95.
You have your, what's this called? I don't know.
Your cutting mat? So,
thank you. Oh.
So also,
sorry. Suck it in. Oh, Mom. Stop. Okay.
1, 2, 3. So also available.
I'm sorry, my head was in my head. No. Okay.